Wow.
You're giving yourself a
Always good.
Somebody has to every time.
Sorry.
Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And together we are
Ryan and John.
on the couch, as always, producer Cara Tafolla. And introducing this week, the lovely Annie the Skovmand.
For the first
Last
time.
week you were John.
Last week I was John.
And I can't think of a better person to fill my spot in my
Wow.
absence. So
Wow,
thanks for sitting
Wow.
That's kind of beautiful.
in. I
What
loved
do you
it.
want? Like, what's the catch?
I watched
All right,
I watched a
hey,
little
hey,
bit of last
hey,
week's episode.
enough of that.
Just a little bit.
John?
Oh shoot, hold on.
Let's not get far into the show before we do this.
Yeah,
right?
because this is gonna make everything better.
Hey, this is sponsored by Hawaii, the state of Hawaii.
The state of Hawaii.
Bottoms up.
Should you give us a descriptor of what we're doing here for the
It
listeners
is
at home?
2 shot glasses,
One's boobies and one's a booty.
and they both have together. It makes one girl's body with a bikini on.
Did you wash these before you brought them back?
Hell no.
Sure.
I taste,
Sure.
I taste the ABC store.
Oh.
Sure.
That was pretty wild.
That was young and wild and free of you, John. Well done.
ABC stores. I did
Amazing.
claim my free prize. So
You
Yes.
spent $100 worth of.
well, you can bring the receipts. So
Yeah.
I kept all the receipts. Of
What did you
course.
get? A calendar?
I got
a
a
mug?
mug.
Nice.
Couple of shot
Which
glasses.
one? The one with the state on it? The one with turtles on it? Or the one with
Can you tell that
plumerias on it?
we
It says
frequent the
Aloha.
ABC store?
It says
the Aloha one.
It says the
What?
Sweet Life, and it had like flowers on it. So maybe the
Pause.
Pomerian one.
What?
Annie, the ABC store is
don't know about the- you know
it's
about
this
the-
phenomenon
I know
in
ABC
Hawaii.
stores.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
you
what
obviously
about what free gift?
okay.
If
You
you
obviously
spend
haven't been there on
$100.
vacation. You just do your like I live there
we,
thing.
Like we didn't go shopping there.
Oh.
It was like a
Okay,
drop in.
did you even go?
Like what?
They're on every corner.
No, we drop in and get like food from them, but we
Yeah,
never.
so
like,
if you
went
collected your receipts,
shopping.
You spend
When you-
$100 worth of
Stuff.
merchandise.
when you can prove
Or
you
food.
spent, you can accumulate.
frick, I probably
So I had
could've
like a
done
bunch of
that.
receipts because as soon as I found out, I was like, oh, I'm doing
it.
this, you know.
Of
And
course.
so I would keep all the receipts because we'd go for snacks or whatever.
Yeah, they're
and,
great for
you know,
snacks for the beach.
right? All that
it's
stuff.
kind of it's a phenomenon I wish we had here in the
Oh, it'd be
States,
so
or
awesome.
even just like here in San Diego, like the ABC store. You know, it's like
Yeah.
a little. You get your little food.
like if 7-Eleven
Yeah.
did it.
if 7-Eleven
They're
also
nicer.
had like,
Do.
and they're nice, right?
They're
They're air
nice.
conditioned, and you get like.
And they're clean. They're really
Yeah.
clean. There's not. There's not like a
that's 'cause
snack
they're-
thrown on the shelves. It's like very purposely placed.
and yeah, they're
It's-
full of like touristy crap, but like that's kind of the fun.
I'll
It's
tell
like,
you
go
what.
get
Yeah.
the stuff.
I walked through the first time I walked through. I said I could get all my souvenirs here, like right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
could literally
Oh,
get.
yeah.
I could buy something
Easy.
for everybody that I want to buy for in this store right now.
Yeah,
I
if you
didn't.
can't
And
decide,
that's-
if
and
you can't
that's what's
decide, you
great.
just go into another one, and it's all the same stuff.
Yeah.
They were slightly different because we went into a bougie one in this bougie
In
mall.
Wailea.
Yes, and
that one has that is where I would get my boba from. They have a boba spot in there. And I get a frozen blended Thai tea boba with almond milk
Yum.
and
Yum.
extra boba.
dang. But the ABC store there was just slightly bougier. Like they had like a little bit more clothes and just
Yeah.
like a little bit
Right,
different,
right,
but
right.
all
Yeah.
pretty much the same.
They
Really
have
cool.
a full kitchen in that one, like full blown.
Oh,
Like you
really?
Can, yeah, it's like a restaurant. You can like order food
Wow.
there. They don't
Nice.
have a lot of tables to sit at, but
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we don't really have anything. I mean, in New York City, they have these places called Duane Reade, and it's like basically
Walgreens.
a Walgreens. It's like connected to
Well,
Walgreens
and like Texas has Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
and Buc-ee's, right? But we don't have like a cool, corner store.
And
Yeah.
Mexico has
7-Eleven.
Senior Frogs.
I will
Yes,
say, I
thank
do
you.
think the prize thing that they have set up,
Sure.
the structure, I do think they get a lot of people on that. Like
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's like how they get people to spend money.
Wow, a whole $100 and I get a mug.
Yeah.
Well, the funny
Done.
thing is
So-
that
it's
like
so
when our
easy.
families go in one trip, we get something free. 'Cause
Oh, easy. We
take
probably get multiple
everyone's
things,
receipt.
do
honestly.
you get the free? Do you guys get them or no?
Every time.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Free
I just want to make sure. I want to make sure I wasn't the only
Or
one.
you get like two, bags, right?
I chose
Reusable bags or
I chose
something.
a reusable bag.
I watched a guy spend $100 there, and the lady's like, "What do you want for free?" And he's like, "I'm good." And I was
Yeah.
like,
More stuff to
I was
carry.
behind him
Yeah.
going like, "Can I take his free gift?" What?
Dang.
I feel like I had to work up to it because we weren't obviously spending like a ton at one time. So I was like
Yeah.
saving receipts, and then I finally there was one like when walking distance from our Airbnb, and I walked down with my receipts, and I was like, "I'm ready. Let's do
Give
this
us some
thing."
highlights of
I'm
your
ready.
Hawaiian getaway.
Well,
It was your honeymoon.
it was our
after all,
honeymoon,
so
a little bit delayed, and I'll say that the delayed honeymoon, don't sleep on that if you're getting married
I
soon.
absolutely agree.
because going on a honeymoon, I can't. I didn't do it, but I can't imagine going on a honeymoon like
The day after.
My parents had a wedding, like got on a flight that night.
That's crazy.
That's just how people think
Do
they
it.
should do
Yeah.
it.
And I couldn't imagine because I was just telling somebody the day after my wedding. I don't think I had told anybody, but my whole body was like,
Yep.
not well. I woke up and I felt like I couldn't move. Like I hadn't had water in
Nice.
24 hours. And so I had basically gone down the stairs to our little cabin that we were in and like drank 6 cups of water to get my body like going again because it was just so exhausted from the wedding experience.
Nice.
So we did the break and we able to save a little more money, which was great. And the highlights were the biggest highlight was just stepping away from it all.
Nice.
For the people that don't like know Jordan and I, like we did long distance for a year and a half prior to our wedding. And after she got back from long distance, our wedding was 5 months after that. So she came back from long distance officially. And then that's it. Next month, I moved into our apartment. And then 4 months after that, we got married. And then 2 months after that, here we are, right?
Yes.
And so I just felt
and you
like
really haven't stopped since the wedding. Like it's just
Yes,
been
and-
moving
Yeah.
her in, and obviously we just got off a lip sync battle, which was a lot. And
every year, and so I think the biggest overall highlight was just not having to do anything, and I realized that. Well, so on our way to the honeymoon, like on the plane, I remember talking to Jordan and saying, I want us to both be mindful of the pressures of Hawaii and feeling like we have to do things versus doing the things we want to do.
Yes.
oh yeah,
And so we both were like, yeah. So in the beginning, we kind of were like, okay, what are the things we want to do? What are the things we should do? And where do they all fall and all that? And so a lot of it was eating at the places that you guys recommended and the people that had recommended for us, which we're both really big. Well, I shouldn't say Jordan. I'm a big foodie. Jordan, like she'll
I don't know.
find
She's
something
gonna be
she
waiting
likes.
out
She's along for the
waiting
ride.
at the door for dinner. So
She did tell us, she goes, you text me the minute that this podcast is over
Yeah.
so I don't miss a second and we can go to dinner.
In the sense of adventuring, though, she was like, she's the type that like she gets something she likes and she gets it every time.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I mean,
knows she won't be able to have
we
it for
both
a
love
while.
food. So
So
food
how
was
does she
great.
do in like a new place like that? Does she like
Oh,
tense
it's
up, or
tough.
is she like?
No, she was good. Like we went to Kihei Cafe the first morning, and we ended up going back 3 more mornings.
Kihei? Okay, you guys haven't been to Kihei Cafe.
Miss Kihei
No.
Cafe.
So it's like this
What part of town?
It's Kihei.
That makes sense.
Makes sense, right? It's like this small, super local, like a bunch of tourists go because it's so like well known in Kihei.
Okay.
But it's like the same people have been working there forever. They've been there for so long that this local artist painted the people who work there, and they have the
Oh,
paintings on the
nice.
wall when you walk in.
Yes.
And it's like they're known for insane portions and just like insanely
Yes.
good breakfast food.
Yeah,
And
it was
so
great.
you go and it's just
And they're
like,
quick, too.
And it's quick and then you go and you sit somewhere. It's like free seating anywhere you can, and like they have like a huge section outside and like a little room inside, and like that's it.
Sure.
And they basically come out, they try to find your number, they throw it on your food, but it's like the best, just like classic breakfast stuff.
Oh, there's
for
one
Hawaii.
in Lahaina too.
Yeah,
And
Oh, so I guess it wasn't a stupid question.
they expanded, I guess.
weird.
Good for you, Kihei Cafe.
Go
Okay, I
off,
see you.
Kihei. Go off, Kihei.
And it's just like classic, like, like macadamia nut, like pancakes and
Yeah.
locomocos and like
Yes.
pulled pork, Benedicts. And it's just like very like incorporates very local things into like classic breakfast foods. And
Yeah.
you can tell that it's a passion of mine, Kihei
What'd
Cafe.
John, what'd you eat there?
So
Oh my gosh, these pancakes.
I got Locomoco first
classic.
because I just found out my brother David apparently loves Locomoco. Like I had no idea.
so good.
Like and
Kalua
so
pork locomoco.
yes,
Oh
that's
my
what I had the
gosh.
second time. So I had the
So-
traditional one first, and the second one I had the Kalua pork one, and that one was like forget about it. I loved it. And then
Yum.
I had the kind of a little bit offshoot of anything else. I had the Florentine Benedict, which
Oh, okay.
so and I had everything every time. Jordan had pineapple pancakes every single time.
Yeah.
Every
So
single
she's a
time.
creature of habit.
Yeah,
Katsu.
it's, so there's this kind of ongoing bit for us, and it's called Jordan's Top 5, and it's like it happens in every category. There's 5 songs she continually listens to, unless she gets tired, until she gets tired of them, and then that's when it moves out. But it's like weeks, sometimes months. So there's 5
does she like
things.
fixate on it, or is it just like, you know what?
Hyperfixation. Yes.
Yeah, it's hyperfixation. Yeah, and it's with music, it's with food, it's with it's with coffee for sure. Like sometimes she'll get on kick on Coffee Corner here, and we'll be going to Coffee Corner, and we're the best pair because I'm like,
you're
whatever.
like cool with whatever.
I could eat the same thing every day, or I could try something new every day. Like I'm really chill about it. Like I tell everybody I'm not a great quality tester because I think if it tastes like it's supposed to taste, it's good, right? I don't really know like what outside of that.
I feel I'm similar to Jordan, but I think my shelf life is probably shorter. Like I'll get on something and love it for like 2 weeks straight and then be done. I'm already on to the next thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I think, and I've noticed, we've noticed before, I think you and Jordan are the same and me and Cara are similar. And
Go with the flow.
We happen to be paired in the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
It's
how
great.
it goes.
I agree.
That's how it goes. And then there's Annie.
And then there's Annie.
There's Annie, being Annie.
Annie
all
just
alone.
looking for
I'm all alone.
another Annie.
But it's weird because we're
Besides me.
similar personality wise.
Yeah.
But in that way, I think you're more like Jordan for sure. But
How was the weather?
Oh, how was the weather?
oh, interesting. So
Because I know that there was like a hurricane runoff from
yes,
like a big hurricane.
there was a
happening.
hurricane somewhere, and then there was a storm in Tahiti, I think.
Yeah.
And they were converging on Maui. And so when
Love
we
it.
got there the first night, the waves were like splashing up the seawall, like
Oh, shoot.
splashing you like 5 feet away from the seawall. Like that's how big it was. And we thought it was normal. We'd never been. So we were
Sure.
like, oh, this is how it is every night. And then this local woman, her name ended up being Marie. And she lived in the condos of where our Airbnb was. She owns 3 condos there.
Nice.
Wow.
And
That
she's
is
like,
where the money is.
Bringing
in
the
that.
yeah,
bank.
she's like she would come out and you'd see other couples there, and you'd see like she kind of cornered them, and she'd be like, oh, so, and she could tell she's just like probably lonely, right? I mean, her husband
Managing
has
condos.
since passed away, and
Since
and
you were there?
No, like prior, obviously.
Got it.
Bastard. All right, and so she came out. She got to talk to us, and so that was the first night. We're like, oh, this is cool, and she's like, this is not how it normally is. And we're like, oh,
No.
I don't know. And she explained the storm thing. There was 2 storms that were converging, so you couldn't snorkel. And we had a dinner cruise originally
man.
Oh,
planned.
that's why I got canceled.
Yeah, it was canceled. We had a dinner cruise on Sunday. Originally got canceled, and right away
Bummer,
got
man.
canceled Monday. The whole thing. So, yeah, I mean, the weather was. Other than that, it like had this weird. Well, I'm sure you guys know about it, but it was like raining, but it was also like
And then it
humid.
stopped.
It's awful,
Yeah.
and then it stopped.
Classic.
But for most of the trip, it was sunny and it was really like muggy and hot, and it was really hard to get used to. But once you
Yeah.
were used to it, you were like, it is what it is. I got back here and I was like, it's great here, But
yeah.
Just nice to have a nice little week away.
I'll tell you what, I was just
Spend some
telling
time
you
together.
prior to this, like I realized in this trip that it's so important to take time away, even if you feel like you don't need it. Because I came back with a really fresh perspective on all my areas of life. And I feel like I'm not a vacation guy. Like I love to go with family and stuff, but I'm not a solo vacation or even like me and my wife vacation kind of person. I'm like, I'd rather spend my days on a big family trip, but you know how those go. You're more tired than when you left, you know? But I realized the importance of going away with your significant other or by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And like spending the time, because I feel like I've come back and I'm ready to just like go at it.
Change, and it kind of makes you like realize even places you've been before. Once you go like by yourself or with your significant other, like it's a whole different trip than when you like when me and Cara went to Hawaii for our honeymoon. It was like I'd been there. I've been to Hawaii a couple of times with my family, and being there just with her, going, oh, like, what's this other cool thing we can explore? I've never like seen that before. Oh, because like you said, like my family's the same way. We go on big, 10 wide, massive family trips. And when me and Cara got back from New York, it was like we've seen and done things that I've been in New York a couple times with my family, and I'm like, oh, I've got to experience it in a whole new way. Like kind of just
it was
opened your eyes to certain things.
It was definitely that way. And I felt like there were some days where we spent most of the morning into like 12 or 1 p.m.
Nice.
just like sitting and like talking and laughing at a Netflix show, and it was just like so reconnecting, which was incredibly beneficial for my mental health and also for our relationship, which that's how a honeymoon should be, which is why I don't understand how people could go from like the madness of a wedding into a honeymoon because you need breathing room.
My mom
take the breathing
literally
room.
on her wedding day was sick. She had the flu and like got married, all this stuff, went to their like wedding night, whatever.
Nice.
6:30 a.m. on the door. Her dad knocking on the door to take them to the airport.
Yeah,
and
that
she's like
sucks.
sick as a dog. He has like medicine. He's like, "Are you ready to go?"
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that sucks for other
Where
reasons
did
too,
they
but
honeymoon?
Mexico, right?
They went to Kauai.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I thought they went to Cancun.
Oh wait, no. Well, they went to Oahu, and then they took a little puddle jumper to Kauai for like 2 days.
And I'll say
Nice.
that it was really, really refreshing, and I didn't know how relaxed I was until like Thursday, which is when you guys recorded the episode last week.
I knew we were bugging you too.
No,
That's my bad.
No, in my head, it was me. I reached out to you. I started to go like, oh, what are they doing for the podcast this week? And I started texting Ryan, and you were totally chill. You were like, I got it all, and you were very like
The first day that we
reacted
tested
in the best
negative,
way.
too.
But and then all the things started to creep in. I was like, and I had all these business ideas, and I was like, I want to do this, and it was like empowering. But also, I was like, I stopped like in the middle of the day, going, oh, this is how I am, like 24/7 in the rat race of life. But for the last 5-6 days, I haven't thought about any of this.
Yeah, it's nice.
Just
Weird.
sitting on the beach, eating Loco Mocos and
you get any acai
getting free
bowls?
stuff.
Got an acai bowl. We got an acai bowl and a half pineapple at a farmer's market.
Oh, is that the one with the star fruit on top?
Yes, star fruit on top.
I saw that and I was like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have never seen a place that offered a star fruit.
It was like a
to
little
go on
booth.
top.
We snuck into a resort and we're like at the pool, and then
Nice.
we hear somebody talking like, oh, like you got to check that farmer's market out. And then the lady next to us goes and she comes back with this sorbet acai thing, and I was
Was
like,
Jordan like, we're
where
going?
did you get that?
That sounds so good.
And Jordan was fully like, she was relaxing in a way that I've never seen. I mean, she was like just laid back, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go get one of those, and she went with me.
She's like, okay.
Nice.
One thing I'll say about Hawaii is they know what they have. It is expensive as
Yes.
hell.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, if you think about it, it's so similar to here. All
how's
the
that?
I
prices
don't
are so
know.
similar.
Yeah.
It's kind of another level, but
Okay,
you're
you
right
can
on that
buy-
San Diego, and especially
You
like
can get a
San
dragon
Diego,
fruit
LA are pretty
there
expensive.
for like what, $4 each. You find a dragon fruit here, one for like $8.
You talking about fruit
Yeah.
specifically, like regional
me tell
fruit?
you.
Sure, yeah,
Sure.
but what I'm talking about is the meal. Like we didn't
go out to dinner.
We couldn't go, the two of us, even to like a place where we just go and pick it up and leave for less than $50.
Oh, yeah.
Everything
yeah.
was just
A
like
cheap meal in Maui is like $16, $17.
exactly.
Yeah, easy.
And but like
Easy.
here,
And that was
you could
before
definitely
inflation.
do
But they're
That's when I was
huge
there.
You know?
portions.
And
Sure.
and you guys are on your honeymoon. You're going, sit
we
down
didn't-
at a restaurant. You
I
got
didn't
a
even think
tip
twice
and-
about it, but of
course.
And Jordan and I were talking about how great the servers are in. Obviously, we're in a touristy area.
Yep.
At upselling, I like
yes.
literally we're at this bar, and I order this.
Oh, do you want a shrimp skewer with
lava
that?
lava something
Yeah,
lava
lava
whatever
float.
Lava float?
lava float, yeah. And he's like, oh, do you want a rum floater? And
Yeah.
I was like, sure,
Of course I do.
Six
Whatever.
They're like, oh, do you want the regular Mai Tai or the Island Vintage? You're like, I want the Island
Yeah,
Vintage Mai
and-
Tai. And it's like $35. You're like,
And
okay.
again, wasn't worried about it because we
Absolutely.
obviously prepared for it. But
Having a great time,
At
of
the same
course.
time, we're at one of the last really nice dinner on Friday night, and we both told each other like we're gonna go hard. We're gonna get whatever we want. She got prime rib.
Was it Duke's?
I got no.
So
it
good.
was Leilani's.
Yes.
Yes,
Leilani's.
Leilani's.
And we got hula pie there,
Yep.
which was like whatever. And then she's like upselling the shrimp. She kept the whole
I
time.
knew
She
it.
kept
It's
going.
always the shrimp.
Hey, you want garlic shrimp? And we're like,
Or the lobster tail.
No.
Lobster
We
tail,
literally
always.
we denied it for a long
Fresh
time.
caught
And then
island
finally,
lobster.
Don't fight it.
I ordered the Parmesan crusted fish, which I was excited about. It was
Yum.
great.
Yes.
And because she got the prime rib, and so I was like, oh, I don't want to eat the same thing because that's what I really wanted. And so we ended up sharing. But and then and right at the end, she goes, "Are you sure you don't want the shrimp? Like it's really good." And I go, "Sure." Comes in a dish this size, which is like the size of your hand,
Sure.
essentially.
Little ramekin.
I counted 4 shrimps, $16.
$4 a shrimp.
That's like at Duke's, you can add like a shrimp skewer or you can add a lobster tail.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
That
and
was the
adding
worst
it
one.
seems like
No big deal.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll just add it on the side. It's like it's still like a $30
$20
lobster tail you're adding.
And the thing they don't mention, I realized, is they don't tell you it's going to be an extra charge. Like they know that I knew that, and people know, but I think the verbiage of someone going, "Hey, that's going to be an extra blah blah blah," makes you go, never mind.
Like it's going to be an extra $1 guacamole at Chipotle or something.
And you're like,
no,
I don't
that's
know.
like, oh, do you want 2 meals? Yeah, I'll take 2 meals.
You know what I'm saying? And
Literally.
so that's what I noticed is the verbiage of servers. They don't say like that's going to be extra.
No.
Again, it's implied, and it's not that like they're trying
But
to
they're
trick
making
you,
better tips.
But,
I mean,
Well, and that's the reality is they're living off those tips because minimum wage in Hawaii is less than minimum wage in California, which is crazy. Like,
Isn't it 12?
yeah, it's a lot
like that.
It's a lot less.
$12.50.
And so it's that like they are purely living on the tips. But what's funny is like it's like even my parents, like when my parents came and visited me when I was living out there, like I was like, okay, like I took them to restaurants that I liked, and I was like, okay, they're like, we really want to go to this, and they wanted to go to Duke's. Basically, it has a different name in Lahaina.
Duke's or Hula Grill or
it's something.
Hula Grill is
They're all
where the one
connected.
is.
they're all.
Yeah,
It's like the
yeah.
same company. You know, it's the
same
same company.
family.
Duke's
They said.
here, but it's something else there.
Jake's and Del Mar is the same company
Yeah.
too. If you know
wow.
Jake's.
Yeah, it's a chain, but they really
we
make
should
you
go
feel
to
like
Jake's.
it's not a chain. And
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
and they're like, we want to take you to this nice dinner. We hear this is one of the best restaurants. I was like, okay, fine, I'll take you up on it.
Yeah.
And we go, and then
Free meal?
And then
Oh,
I
yes.
left for Oahu, and they stayed in Maui for like another 4 days or whatever. And I would get screenshots, like pictures of
They were
them
there every day?
with the different waiters at that same restaurant. And it's just some dude who has them like obnoxious aloha shirt that they have to wear.
Yep.
And he's just like, and my parents are like, yeah, look at this.
We're here with another local.
This aloha guy. And they're like the strongest shakas.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
I want to work at Hula Grill just to wear the cute little dresses.
Oh, really?
I think they're so
Same.
cute.
Say.
Hula Grill and Duke's.
I
they're
will
so
say
cute.
the
Yeah.
best restaurant on that we experienced was Star Noodle. Star Noodle.
Oh,
Star
so
Noodle.
good. It is so
Not
good.
familiar.
Best
I-
drink. It's kind of. Is it new?
No,
because
it
I
was
couldn't
new
tell.
when I went, so it's like a
They
couple.
might have
like
renovated
4
it.
or
It looked
5
kind
years.
of new, but
When I went, the one time we usually would like pick it up and then like take it places because you can like order it out. Or,
yeah,
like,
it's how you get in quicker. Right?
Yeah.
It's
when I sat in the restaurant, their fire alarm had a malfunction. And I sat there for an hour as the fire alarm blared.
Yeah.
And I was like, my friend's just like talking to me as if nothing's happening. I'm like,
Dang.
It's ringing in my head. Yeah, and then the gazebo was a hidden spot that somebody told us about. It was like this. It literally looks like a poolside bar that was converted into a restaurant.
Ooh, love.
And it was like this tiny little thing, and they said like you can't sit or you're gonna wait for like 3 hours because
Yeah.
the dining area was like 4 tables. So like take it out, and they have this breakfast fried rice. It was like
So good.
Yum.
insane. The rest of it was kind of normal, but like the fried rice was bomb. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. This week, I wish that I worked at a little place called Raising Cane's.
Oh really? Why
That's
is
right.
that?
Why?
I'll tell you why. Because this week, the owner of Raising Cane's bought a Mega Millions lottery ticket for each of his 50,000 employees.
Oh my!
Which seems like a big deal, but then you realize it's like if he
200,000,
gave
right?
$1 to every
Yeah.
employee, that's it's $50,000. And it's the Mega Millions lottery, right? So
Yeah.
he has said that he bought all these lottery tickets, one for each employee, 50,000 tickets, and if any of them win, he's going to split the winnings between all of the employees.
Well, I was in a lottery pool at work, and somebody did the math. We all paid $4.
Okay,
And it was 22 people in the pool.
all right.
And one guy, of course, did the math. And then he's like, oh, we'll only win $8.2 million each.
Oh my gosh.
And I was
that's
like,
it.
Done.
could you imagine? Literally, you guys never see me again.
I would never see.
No,
If
you
we one day stop hearing from you, we'll be like, oh well.
I feel like we're
Well,
talking
that
about
shark
the
lottery
Have
pool.
you-
Hey, still
have
come
you
to the
ever
studio.
met anyone who's won the lottery?
No.
I personally, we
course
have
not.
close family friends who won the lottery.
Shut
And
They
up.
won.
It's
they won
terrifying,
like
huh?
$5 million. It has destroyed their
Yeah,
lives.
there's a whole
You
show about
wonder.
it.
Why? Like
They
how?
they made
Because
the mistake of quitting their jobs
In California,
away
by the
and
way,
saying
in
nothing.
California only, they have to disclose. They have the ability to disclose it. In all the other states, it's state by state basis. Like you don't have
Disclose
to
it
disclose
to who?
Like
Like
publicly.
one.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
that's the problem
Can
people
be
run into
anonymous.
in California is they have to say it. So then everybody who thinks they know this Joker,
Yeah.
comes out of the woodworks,
Of course.
and goes like, "Hey, that's what ruins."
You
people's
might be
lives.
stoked. So you're one of 50. Let's see how much the Mega Millions is
22,
right
and
now.
I re-upped too. They did another one for the 700 million.
Mega
Yeah, I know that. I think they ended up getting like
Lottery.
5 million or something like.
Because that's how I'm going to
3
win a lot of
million.
money. Is it's going to be like a really stupid thing that I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll throw $1 to that, and then I'll win a lot of money. I won't
But-
win it when I need it.
Okay,
of
so the
course.
next estimated jackpot is $830 million.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Okay, after taxes,
Okay.
600 million.
It's still
Right.
a lot
sure,
of money.
Let's call it 600
Gotta take
Yeah.
out those taxes first.
Gotta take the
Millions.
taxes out. True.
divided by 50,000 employees. Everybody's walking away with $12 million.
Holy shit.
Now, that's
50,000
great in
employees?
theory, right? Yeah, 50,000 employees.
I feel like he has
12
more.
million?
50,000
$50,000?
times 12 million each is
Wow.
Oh my
830,
gosh, I didn't
$600
realize it was that
million.
much.
That's a lot of money.
Crazy.
And that's
If I got that much money, I think I'd quit my job.
like okay, that's
That's enough money for
great,
me.
right?
You invest that bad boy right there. I
12
would
million?
automatically you buy some passive income situations where then that way you constantly get a little bit in. You're like, hey,
Oh, I think
yeah.
I'd quit my job.
You could
Crap, it's
take
a family.
half
but then
of
I'd
that.
get like
you
an
could take
Airbnb
6
and then
million.
like start putting stuff
I
into
wonder,
that.
honestly, the amount of times we've
Buy an
talked about how
apartment
we spend
complex?
money on this podcast.
Oh yeah,
Has been
and we talk about
Yeah,
we talk about the
sad.
lottery a lot on this podcast. The thing that's interesting to me is like the boss of this major corporation. Like that sounds great, right? Like he spent $50,000 on lottery tickets, and hypothetically, they could each walk away with $12 million for everyone in the company. That's great, except for it's not, because why don't you just take the 50,000? Like, couldn't you be doing something better
Oh
for
yeah,
your employees?
the old
It's just
lottery
something. It's just something
argument.
fun to do for your employees.
I don't know.
All
guess.
that money
They
could
call
be
it the
spent
stupid
somewhere
tax,
else.
right?
Okay, how would you feel if you were that employee and you won? Wouldn't you be like, I should be getting all this money?
So I have a
Why? What do you
question.
mean? Like,
I don't
oh,
think
if that
'Cause
one
it's
ticket
your
that was your
ticket.
ticket.
Yeah.
No, because it's not your ticket. It's just like an honorary, right?
Yeah.
it's just basically gift, and it's all
Yeah.
because the guy probably doesn't want to pay taxes on all that money.
Probably.
Probably not.
I think how does I never really even looked into it. How does the lottery like the people that put on the lottery, how do they make money? Does it split in half like that every
have
time they
no
do
Oh,
that?
they make
well,
way
you
more
gotta keep
money.
in mind they like everyone who buys a ticket, like we're paying for the lottery.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Is
absolutely.
like,
Yeah.
how much does the lottery like? Is it a company or?
Yeah, it's like a lottery like organization.
So how much does the organization make every time they roll the
Probably
dice?
twice that at least.
So it's
every
5.2.
jackpot they do.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is it's supposed to be like they get a lot of tax write-offs because of how much they donate to. It's supposed to be like for schools and stuff. So like
Yeah,
the
'cause
California
that's my
lottery is
thing, is
supposed to
like-
go to like
We should
I
be
don't
hitting them
know what's
up,
going on.
right?
There's
We
a
should be
separate
hitting 'em up
podcast going on over there.
I sent an article.
Okay.
And
Oh,
Karen
okay.
was talking about it with me.
Okay.
It is about the lottery winner I know.
Oh,
She's now
okay.
in prison
Wait
for
a second.
scamming people.
Fraud. For wire fraud.
Are
saying
we?
that she owed
We're
taxes.
not going to name this
We're
person.
not gonna name the person, but
I mean,
But-
$5.2 million
I grew up-
lottery winner admits to scamming people.
I grew up with she grew up very close friends. My grandparents and her parents are BFFs.
Okay.
And my mom and her grew up together. They, and so I've always grew up every Thanksgiving. We would hang out with her whole family. We're still close to a vast majority, but she burned bridges. She scams family members.
Authorities say
and
this
people.
person scammed people, including a friend in South Dakota, out of money, in part by telling them the IRS had frozen her assets because she owed tax
Wow.
money.
They must have gone through their winnings quick.
So
Oh,
the
no.
one thing
So
that
the
they
person
made
said,
smart,
hey, like, my money's tied up in this. Like,
it was a very like an Anna whatever.
Tinder swindler. That's what the guy. That's what Tinder swindler
the whole
did.
thing of like, there's a
Yeah,
problem
wire
with the
me
banks.
money.
There's
He
a
shows
problem
you that
with the
you're really
banks.
rich, but he's really spending somebody else's
Yeah.
money, and then he asks for money, and you're like, well, he's good for it, so you give him
Yeah.
money.
I think you
So-
could show me a winning lottery ticket, and I wouldn't believe that you won the lottery. So that's
The only
already, I
thing
feel like, a non-starter.
That
If
they
you were
did
like,
smart about
hey,
it
I
is they did
won.
the payouts. So
Sure.
you get like however much a month for however many
Oh.
years until you go through all your things.
Oh, I see.
But
Yeah.
it sounds like she owes 1.6 million, and based off of
Oh,
the
she
settlement.
she went through that and then she
Went to jail?
Was a bad person. Yeah.
Dang.
Almost cost her sister her home for like.
Let me make
had a bunch
something
of people
clear.
Have it all, lose it
had
all.
a bunch of people co-sign loans and then dip out on the loans and then almost.
Let me make something
ruined
clear.
Let's hear it,
If
John.
you're somebody that I know and or love, and you ask me to borrow more than $1,000, so if you're like coming to me
Sure.
like, hey, I need $5,000.
Sure.
The answer is always going to be no.
I need a reason. It can't just be I need the money.
The highest I can go.
$1,000.
That's the
highest. You can ask me for $1,000.
What if I need
And
$1,200?
if I had, well, okay,
I'll
so
chip in the two.
between one and five,
I need
I'll say.
$949.
What's your limit?
My
Because his is
limit?
1,000. What's the most money I can get out of you people at once? Is my question.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And give you your whole
Nothing.
freaking trust.
Nothing.
And he says nothing. You said you'd go for the two.
The
Nothing.
200.
Okay, so
Nothing.
$200.
To make the 1,200 because that cheapo won't give you the rest.
Yeah, typical. Okay, I need 2,000. Will you match
No.
his
Yeah.
1,000?
You know what I'm
But you know
saying?
what? My thing is, I would have a contract. I would write it up and be like, "Hey, man,
No.
we're not."
Here's the thing.
Pass. I want free money.
If I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you for money, like if you're gonna give me money, no, let me rephrase that. If John came to me and was like, "Yo, bro, I need X amount of money,"
I'd probably just give it to him.
either I have the money to give to him or I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, you know what? Here you go, John. Here's that $1,000 you want from me.
You're that trusting?
No, you just have to be, because that's how you burn
Bridges.
relationships. If I'm then constantly every week like, hey, John, like, I really need that money back, man. I loaned you that money. Like, why am I freely giving? Now, if I'm going to help you out because you need the money.
Oh yeah, if you like
You
need
know
the
what I
money
mean?
to pay rent,
Don't-
like I got you.
Yeah, but don't
Good to
like,
know.
don't try to like,
you
why am
need
I
it.
going to go into a contract with John if that's going to sever our relationship?
But my thing is like if I'm loaning 10 grand to you,
Yeah.
like.
Woof.
Yeah, like
That
something
is-
like
that's
that. If you need a
contract.
couple grand and you're like, shoot, like there's this medical bill that we totally forgot about or whatever, and like we don't have that
don't
money.
you give it to me if you can't afford that.
Well,
if
yeah,
you're like,
that's the whole thing. Is
yeah,
I would,
totally.
but like if I had, if you're hitting like more than probably like $2,500, I'm like, okay, well, this is a substantial
Let's talk
amount
through
of
this.
money.
Let's talk through this. Why are you
like,
borrowing this money from me? Like,
Okay, like, what-
do you really think you can pay it back?
Yeah,
like,
but then it's like, okay, what's your financial planning? Like, or
Right,
like, why are we doing
exactly.
this?
I'm
And then
keeping
you'd
it-
be like, hey, I got a job at Raising Cane's and I have a
lottery ticket. I'm pretty sure it's
Don't
gonna
worry,
hit.
it's
Like,
gonna work
no,
out.
it's totally fine. I'm
Like-
borrowing the money for this lottery pool. We're
It's
gonna
gonna
get
hit.
1,000 lottery
Yeah.
tickets. Annie, can I borrow some money?
Here's the thing. I
I got
think
$6.
Go ahead, John.
for me, it's just a clean, like, just no. You know what I'm saying? I think I've.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's just a clean never.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like more than $1,000, you think even if I had that kind of money just like sitting in the bank, like didn't need it but had it, I don't know that I would go above 1,000.
John, you're a fairly generous guy, but I think that there's also like you said, like you have your limits.
yeah.
You'd
If
be
you
like,
ask me
you
to
know
buy
what?
you something, if
Yeah.
you're like, hey, I really, this is gonna elevate my music game. Like I need this so and so. I'd be like, yeah, sure. Your birthday
Well, even
present,
boil
I'll
it
buy
down even
for you.
further. A family member was like, "Hey, like John, we're really in dire straits. Like, we need help. Can you loan us like $1,000?" You wouldn't. You personally, I know you. You wouldn't be like, "Hey, like Bobby, it's been a week. Like,
Yeah,
how you doing on paying
exactly.
back that $1,000 a year? Hey, how you doing? I really need that money back." Like,
And that's
if you
why I
have the
know
money
myself.
to give, you just gotta like do it or
Well,
not. You like do it or not, but
that's-
don't like
That's the advice, right?
Yes.
It's like don't give away money that you need, right? If
Yes.
you have it and it's available, like my dad always said, never loan money that you're expecting to get back.
That's
right.
That's
and
the
that's what
idea.
you're saying.
That's what I'm
essentially,
saying.
yeah. And I think that's true, but I think ultimately, I don't know. I just know this is the problem with money in general. Is like it changes things.
It
You know what I'm saying?
changes everything.
You go into a business venture or even like, even anything like, I borrow money or they borrow money from me. It changes the relationship. Whether you like it or not, that relationship has been slightly changed. Now it can be repaired, but it's never going to be the same.
That's right.
Even from a family member. I just don't think it will.
No, of course not.
For better or for worse. Sometimes it's it makes you closer as family members or friends, but sometimes it has, and most likely it has the opportunity to kind of
Sever.
drive you further away from each other,
Absolutely.
which sucks.
It does suck, and this is a bad time to ask this, but I need to borrow some money.
Always for you.
Is that cool? I'll max out my limit, the $1,000.
Here's
That's what you said.
I'm saying $1,000 because
Okay.
I'm thinking this is like what I want to publicly say. Now, like if you had come,
If I came to you
if you
one-on-one,
had-
was like, I need that 10 grand, John. Like,
I honestly, if you had come to me like on a non-public, like genuinely,
Yeah.
came to me, I trust you guys. I
Sure.
give you any money you need it. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Depends if you cry.
I need
I'd
the
be
public.
surprised.
Cara, can you cut to my camera?
Sure.
Actually, cut to John's camera.
Okay.
Can you
ahead.
just say that one more time and look at the camera?
I said
and
for
say
you
my
guys,
name. You
for,
guys being
for Ryan.
Tafolla.
Ryan Tafolla.
Yes, thank you.
I would help you out. I would.
I'm sure.
Because I trust you. But I'm
Can
saying
we get a number?
publicly,
How much
need
would you help?
Ballpark it.
I
Ballpark
need
it.
people who aren't close to me, which like maybe there are people out there that think like, oh, we're good friends. Like he lend me money.
I know this. You're
I
making
need
it
to
sound
be-
like a lot of people are coming to you for money
No, and they
all
aren't.
the time.
They
okay,
aren't.
that's
but
fine.
but I just want the public standard to go. If you're gonna ask me more than $1,000, trust me, I'm gonna say no. And then if the people that I actually like come to me, I'm like,
You
yeah,
can always
okay,
change your
yeah,
mind.
Whatever.
You can always change your mind.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
just like, push away the
publicly,
obvious, like, people that are like, oh, like,
That's
I was
only
going to ask
1,000.
him, but that's...
His
I
limit's
need
$1,000.
$1,200.
The best part is the idea. It's like
And he's good for the two, though. So.
yeah, the 200.
Yeah, thank you.
Because that
Thank you.
cheapo won't get you to that 1,200.
I
yeah.
honestly will.
That's right. That's right.
Publicly, of course.
The best part is like the public person who's like watching this is like, I was only watching this podcast, see if John would give me money. Guess not. And it, like exits out.
Right. But
2 seconds later, John's like, okay, yeah, I know you
I
want
guess.
it.
Yeah.
he quit out, and then John goes, okay, come to me personally.
I was scaring away the fake ones.
That's right.
In that first bet.
But you
Dang.
know darn well, like you said, you won that $12 million in the Canes lottery. The people would come out of the woodworks. Hey, John, remember me from high school, man? Oh,
yeah.
man, those were the best
Like,
days.
I really need
Listen,
this
I need
for
some
my
help
company.
for this thing.
Invest in this.
I know you're an entrepreneur.
Now, if you're making a movie,
Yeah.
count me in. If
Okay.
you're making a movie,
Okay.
I want to be a part of that. You know what I just saw?
Executive producer Annie
I
Skovmand?
just saw it get posted,
Go ahead.
and maybe I'm behind the curve. They're making a That 90s show.
Yeah, they are.
pass.
That came out a while ago.
Like a spinoff of that
Of that
70s show.
show. And they're bringing back some of the characters.
That 90s show.
Fez
Oh,
is coming
like
back.
20 years after.
Yeah, like they're in the now it's the 90s. and
Do
it's
you
similar
remember that
characters.
80s show?
No.
This was a very brief blip on pop culture radar. Is they made that 70s show in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Kind of early 2000s. And then for a brief moment, they made that 80s show. It had
No.
one season, and it starred Glenn Howerton from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the guy that plays Dennis.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he was in that 80s show.
Okay, I have to.
And it
Google
was an
that.
absolute
gosh.
flop. It didn't have any of the magic that 70s show had. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that 90s show flops. But
It will.
It
and
will.
you know it will.
that's one of my favorite shows, that 70s show.
That's a good one.
That's classic stoner comedy. Just great.
Would you call it a stoner
Raising
comedy?
Cane's.
No,
huh?
maybe.
Should we
I
go
don't
by
know.
the Raising Cane's after this and be like, hey guys, where's your lottery ticket?
Let me get in on that lottery.
Is it real? Oh?
There
Oh,
it is.
that looks awful.
That 80s show.
Oh,
Can
his
you
little,
share it
like,
to TV? I
Jerry
wanna see
curl.
it.
Yeah. Go ahead and
Share it to
screen share
TV,
it.
Come on.
No, just give me 10 years. Jeez.
Yeah, I forgot. You don't understand. how
Yeah.
Technology
She doesn't
works.
have an iPhone.
Old.
Well,
Speaking
Bummer.
of shows,
oh, there it is.
Oh my
That is
gosh.
There's Dennis.
insane.
oh,
Very short-lived. I
I
think it only had like less than 10 episodes. Or
2002. That's it.
That
2002?
looks awful.
You know what's so
On the
crazy
heels of that 70s
is
show?
you know that cast like and the crew and everyone's involved that was like, oh, this is gonna kill. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
God. How
they
can
got
it-
together
how
and
can
they're
it
like,
flop?
oh, how could this?
True.
I
is
mean, that
no
70s show,
loss.
people love the 80s. You know, and if that came out today, people would eat it up. Because people love,
The
reboots.
80s
And
and
people love the
stuff.
80s. People
Yeah,
love
maybe they should
Wow.
try again today.
Maybe they should. Well, it sounds like they are. They're trying.
That,
that
90s,
show.
Oh, gosh.
And then in 20 years, they can make that 2000 show
True.
starring us
Starring us. Jeez.
With
and
guest
flip
star
phones.
Paris Hilton.
Oh, yeah, baby. Leave
Yes.
Britney alone.
Leave Britney alone.
Listen.
Yeah.
Not all things last forever, right?
Yeah, it's true.
And unfortunately, this week it was announced that the Choco Taco is being
oh gosh,
discontinued.
I heard about this
Wait,
and I
stop.
got sick to my
What?
stomach.
Yes.
Annie.
Wait, no.
The death,
No, it's not.
the death of the Choco Taco.
Why would they do that?
Because,
by the
Can't
way-
afford it.
because Klondike came out that there's been such a high demand for other of their products that they had to do cuts.
Now here's.
the fucking
Are you
Klondike
ready?
bar.
I know.
Are you on the
So
same?
bad.
I know
wavelength
exactly
as
what
me?
you're gonna say.
Conspiracy theory.
No.
Wait, what's
By the
what's
way-
what's
Because look, oh wait, hold on, sorry.
yeah? Are you freaking kidding me? You whistle when you have
Yeah,
a
you're
whole
gonna
damn
whistle.
piano
I
in
don't
front
know
of
what
you?
my
freaking
thing is.
keyboard on there, and
Oh,
I don't know.
God.
and he's
Amateur
gonna
hour
whistle.
Amateur hour at the podcast. Jeez.
Conspiracy theory. Okay,
Oh,
what
that
do
was
people?
loved
freaking
it.
awesome! Oh my gosh!
Good.
Thank you.
That was so good. Okay,
What do
continue.
people love?
When you discontinue something,
No. Okay, yes. What do people love? Old stuff. Stuff from their
nostalgia,
childhood,
sure,
They're
yeah.
gonna
right?
bring it
Nostalgia.
back.
Nostalgia.
Yes. Why do people love the McRib? It's disgusting because every year the
get rid of
McRib
it.
is back. People love, and
That
so
is
all it's
kinda
going to take
genius.
is thousands
and a
of
celebrity.
tweets, outcries from us,
Yes.
right? I can't believe Klondike is discontinuing the Choco Taco.
It's the only thing that is
That's
good that
I
they
ate
have.
those every
know,
day.
I know.
Really, I can't believe those bastards. And then they
Wait,
say,
can
you
we
know
go
what?
back? You ate that
The
every
Choco
day?
Taco is
Okay,
back.
really?
No,
Wait,
no,
wait,
they
how many
used to-
Choco
that
Tacos did you
person.
eat?
Well,
Go
when
back
they
to
used to
that-
have
go
it
back
at
to
Oh,
that
I used to go.
character.
Okay, after school, you'd go to the 7-Eleven.
Or Taco Bell, because they had them at Taco Bell.
No,
okay, that's
false.
further. They had them at Taco Bell.
On their dessert menu.
That's false.
They had them a long,
Prove it.
long
The
time
Klondike
ago.
Choco
Okay,
Taco.
I'm a-
Prove it.
Yeah, fact check
Fact
that for me.
check that.
But every day you go to school, you get your Arizona iced tea for $1,
That's
and then
so
you get
true.
your little Choco Taco, and you eat it.
You know what's something I'm disgusted by as
Go
a
ahead.
child? I went to this AM. What is it down
AM
the
PM?
street? No, it's got to be Circle K. It used to be
Circle
Circle
K.
K.
Circle K is
yeah,
by
okay.
your house.
It's Circle
Yeah.
K. Yeah, and I would go and get the Polar Pop for 89 cents. You know
so
how much
good.
soda that is?
so much sugar.
February of this year. I'm sorry. February of this year. They had
Yes.
them back. February 2022. Taco Bell and Klondike reunite to bring back the Choco Taco.
Told you.
Wow, that was their last ditch effort. No, my conspiracy theory is,
This is the last
The
ditch
side,
effort.
In
no,
6
that
months-
whole thing was their whole thing was with the side of nostalgia. So they
Well,
like
because they
relaunched
took it-
at Taco Bell
They,
again.
yeah, they took it away at Taco Bell and just had it in the ice cream stores, whatever.
Guaranteed 6 months from now, they're going to be like, we've heard you. We've heard your cries.
Anyone want to
your
guess
anger.
what celebrity is going to go to bat for the Choco Taco?
It's
Just
probably
like
gonna
the
be
Megan,
like-
Megan the Stallion came
gonna
for
be
the
something
Mexican pizza,
random.
or what was it?
No,
Yes, it was-
no, Doja Cat, right?
Yeah,
Brought
Doja
back
Cat
the
brought
pizza.
back the
and then they had
pizza
like the Travis
Taco
Scott
Bell.
McDonald's meal for a while there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What celebrity is going to fight and
like Demi
and-
Lovato or something.
No, Post Malone.
Post Malone.
It's going to be Post Malone.
Yeah.
Post
Oh,
Malone's gonna
for
go
under
hard.
Choco Taco, there's been 2,360 tweets in the last hour.
Guaranteed. Read a few of them.
Come on, let's read them out.
Well, this is like the Boston Globe.
Bring them back, you
Oh,
cowards.
why did the Boston Globe put, to quote Elton John, your candle burned out long before your legend ever did?
Would have liked to know you.
It's just everyone saying like,
R.I.P.
Choco Taco's gone. Me leaving the 7-Eleven with every Choco Taco in stock.
yeah, that's the thing we got to do. We
I
gotta
can't
go pick
believe the
'em up.
Supreme
Yeah, we
Court
probably-
overturned the
Let's
Choco
go
Taco.
get some Taco Tacos
We need,
tonight, right?
We need to get them tonight.
Yeah, we
My
do.
thing is,
Stock the
okay,
freezer.
listen. My
sure do.
dad is a strong Klondike fan,
Which is weird.
He loves Klondike bars,
Weird.
and I truly believe
Is your
in
dad
Klondike.
your dad's a boomer, right?
Yo, yeah.
Boomers love Klondike bars.
He was my
Classic
dad.
boomer.
This is how old he is. My dad remembers the day that his kindergarten got desegregated.
Wow.
He
My-
remembers it.
That's pretty cool.
And he's very proud of it because
Yeah.
he said that there was this little, African American girl at school,
Uh-huh.
first African American girl
Sure.
at school, and that there was a huge all the kids just circled her on the playground, and he's like, I was in kindergarten, I rumbled up, I was like, what are we looking at? And he saw that it was just a little girl, and he goes, it's just a girl, and ran away and
Wow.
went and played. And he's like,
just a girl.
and I
Typical your dad.
am not racist. I was
Okay.
like, okay, Dad, whatever.
So
And I.
there's
I'm not
been
racist.
like there's
Look
a
at
ton
this
of
anecdote.
there's a ton of celebrities
Okay.
who have already done. Chris Murphy, who's like a senator or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
he put news. Tomorrow I'm introducing legislation to invoke the Defense Production Act to mandate the continued manufacture of Choco Tacos.
That's
Please call
pretty
your
funny.
senator and demand the co-sponsor.
Also,
Will
you're
do.
using our tax dollars for
and
that.
then this
Yeah.
guy put he has a check mark.
It's okay.
Alexis,
His intern wrote that. He didn't even see that. He doesn't even know what
Alexis
Twitter is.
Ohanian, whoever that is.
Okay.
Dear Unilever, I'd like to buy the rights to your Choco Taco and keep it from melting away from future generations' childhoods.
See, there you go.
Seriously, but
There
the
you go.
thing is, my dad, like I said, my dad loves Klondike bars, and I truly, as someone who grew up on that being the ice cream in our fridge, it's not good ice cream.
Talking about the
No.
Klondike bar?
It tastes
It's
bad.
bad.
The only one that even tastes semi good is the Choco Taco.
And we're talking
'cause
like
it's a waffle.
Well,
Yeah.
logistically, the
It's a
Klondike
waffle.
bar doesn't make sense because it's a square of ice cream surrounded in chocolate,
That's
and the
melting
chocolate
when you're
melts, and you're
touching
holding
it.
the chocolate,
Yeah,
and so
it's
And that's why
if you don't have like a little
foil.
paper
The idea
towel,
is that
breaks.
you're holding it in the foil, but then the foil, it's awful.
now into the Choco Taco. It's got that nice little holding. It's the perfect vessel for ice cream.
It is good.
The taco shell.
I just recently
dipped in
had one.
chocolate.
Believe it or not, I no joke had a Choco Taco 2 weeks ago. Jordan and I were heading home, and she wanted an ice cream sandwich. So we went to 7-Eleven. I saw the Choco Taco, and I was like, "This is it." Had it.
Thank you.
Put it in my freezer, and then ate it like a couple days later, and it was like
hits.
freaking bomb.
I'm seriously like that. I'm more shocked at. Sorry, Betty White. I'm more shocked
Okay,
at
whoa.
you dropping that news to me about the Choco Taco than when Cara was like Betty White died, because Betty White was 99. Like
Dang.
we all saw what
They
was
hold
the
the
writing on the
same
wall.
like power
I'm more shocked about the Choco Taco. I'm more upset about that too.
because nobody thought the Choco Taco would ever die.
Yeah. It
Oh,
was like-
someone put, if Choco Tacos are being discontinued, what is the Black Tap in downtown Disney going to shove into their churro Choco Taco shake?
Oh,
Because they have a shake that has a Choco
a
Taco
Choco
in it.
Taco
I
shake.
like your conspiracy though. Like I think you're right.
Guaranteed, it's a
You guys-
marketing
It's a
thing.
marketing
because
thing.
you know
They
what?
teach
Nobody.
this in marketing class.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a whole chapter
It's-
on
Guys,
it's
they're going to be
synthetic.
freaking sold out of
Continuing
Choco Tacos everywhere.
It's synthetic demand, right? Because exactly for the next couple of weeks, months, people will be buying them because they think that they're going out.
No, I think they're
And
already
then-
going to be gone because someone tweeted the last Choco Taco at 7-Eleven today in like wherever they are.
Guaranteed, they're the 7-Eleven on the corner.
Oh,
no,
Sandy
we gotta
Sandy
go,
doesn't know
we gotta
what's
go to
happening in the
Target or like Albertsons or something or Walmart.
Yeah, Choco
Yeah,
Taco.
Choco Taco's there.
You guys, I don't know. I think you're right.
I'm just saying,
It's a
mark
stunt.
my words. All right,
I'm not even
They're
phased
coming
by
back.
it. Ryan has fully corrupted my headspace. I sent him. Did I send that to you today? A couple days ago, I sent this ad, and it was this ad I keep getting on TikTok about you stick something it's in your arm. It's almost like what diabetics
Oh,
use to
yeah,
monitor their
yeah,
blood
yeah.
sugar.
Yeah.
And you can, and the app tells you what you need as far as vitamins and things like that. And I watched that app. 2 years ago, I would watch that and be like, "That's really cool, technology and health
Oh,
combining."
can't wait. They're like tracking our health.
2 days ago, I go, the government's going to track us.
Stop.
And they're going
Guaranteed.
to figure out what we're deficient
Ryan
in, and they're
is
going to
ruining
make it
people.
worse. And then we're going to be all sick, and they're going to provide the medicine
Because
that makes us
why-
feel better.
Wait, why would they not do that? If they can make like more money.
If you could know what vitamins your body needed right now, why wouldn't you?
Cara, do you know?
on.
You know that
Okay,
app is
why?
selling that shit.
Why? Tell me this. Why
can't.
did they put a premium on the freaking EpiPens that people put in there? Why are
That was a
EpiPens
huge.
$300? You freaking
it
kidding
wasn't.
me?
They used to not be. They
Why
got
is
sold.
Narcan at a premium that saves people from overdosing on drugs and you have
I
to
don't
pay
know.
like hundreds of dollars for it?
Yeah.
Well, same with insulin.
rattlesnake?
Why is insulin, like,
rattlesnake? The venom,
Devenomizer, whatever.
Mark Cuban has a
Antidote,
new
thank you.
has a new online
you.
pharmacy. Do you hear about
I'm
that?
sure he does.
He's gonna
He's
die
like
soon.
down
huh?
with big
Do you
pharma.
USB plug in your arm to the computer?
Oh,
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I'm just saying.
I hate
Once
that.
they start tracking us, there's no way that we can stop them. Don't you understand? We're just a part of this big rat race.
Dude, I don't know why. No,
Hold on.
like, be honest.
Ryan
Why haven't we gone viral? Just for a second. That was awesome.
Yeah.
The best
Well,
part is
we're
Ryan
gonna clip
totally
that.
accidentally did it, and then his face when it happened, he was like,
Like he didn't know.
I'm just saying. Somebody clip
I'm
that
just
for
saying
TikTok.
that Ryan has changed my brain chemistry now to
That's
where
fine.
I don't
That's fine.
think
worse?
like I used to. I used to think, oh, there's innocent intention, and now every time I see something, I go, the government's in on that. I know
The government,
it.
and it's,
I
and it's big
know it.
business.
see, that's why he
Everybody's-
needs me
Yeah,
in
yeah,
his
yeah.
life.
You're right.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he needs
sure.
to be freaking squished and grounded.
I need to be talked off the ledge. It's true. It's true.
Hey,
You
okay,
found
Okay,
me,
I
baby.
thought your last transition was gonna go like.
What was that?
I thought it was gonna be like, well, something's end.
I
but
know, I heard you
something's
say it.
never.
I heard you say it.
like Marvel.
Oh.
As we know, Annie is a big fan of Marvel.
freaking count me out.
And Annie, you'll be happy to know that Phase 5 and 6 have been announced for Marvel last
Wait,
week
they
at
announced
Comic-Con.
6 too?
Phase 5 is like the next.
It's like the end of right now.
Let me pull it up.
Right?
I'll just.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
No,
sorry.
we're in phase 4.
five.
We're
Oh,
in phase 4.
phase 4. So
they've
how do they-
announced phase 5 and 3 movies that are in phase 6,
Oh.
which are. They've said.
I'll
like,
tell you what.
massive,
Marvel's got has their hooks in a enormous amount of people.
Yep.
Like I watched video from that.
Mm-hmm.
There must have been like thousands
You don't
of
think
people.
they're
Well, it's
there.
called
Wait,
H.
I know,
I'm sorry,
but I'm
you
just
don't
saying.
Think, you don't think that they're putting some sort of subliminal messaging within Marvel movies to get the masses of
they
people
are, I
to
love it.
believe what they want to believe?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Subliminal good movies. Yeah.
being a
You don't think they're
superhero.
making
Everyone
those
wants to
movies
be a
better so
superhero.
that people watch them, John?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wake up. Oh, really? That's the big conspiracy is they're making good movies, Annie?
Wake
You
up,
really
John.
don't think that they're putting subliminal messaging in their
Ant-Man,
movies for their
Quantumania,
own- for their
Guardians
own-
of the
I
Galaxy
fucking hate
3, Loki Season 2, Secret Invasion, The Marvels, that's Captain Marvel 2, Echo, Blade, they're making a Blade movie again, Ironheart, Agatha, Love and Chaos. No,
These
Coven
all-
of Chaos.
These all sound like really horrible
Another
fan
Captain
fictions.
America movie. Captain
Picks up his
America.
mic.
New World Order. A new Daredevil show. You know what?
Here's what I'll say. Can
We're
I say
gonna
something
watch
about
these
Marvel?
movies forever. A new Fantastic Four movie. So that's phase 6 is new Fantastic Four movie.
And that's John Krasinski.
Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and then Avengers Secret Wars. That's right. 2 Avengers movies in 1 year, 2025.
We thought Avengers was done with.
Yeah, it doesn't even sound like a real year, does it, Annie?
It makes me want to pluck.
You're
my
going to be
eyes
watching
out.
these movies for the rest of your life. Do you understand that? For the rest of your life, Annie, we're going to be going to Marvel movie after Marvel movie.
Slowly, Marvel Universe is just going to slowly create around us, and we're all going to be in the freaking Truman Show.
I sure hope so.
Whoa.
Here's what I'll say about Marvel.
Go ahead, man.
I love their movies. I'm like Ryan.
Same.
But the TV shows are really hard to get into for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, they're
I
a
have a
little,
hard
they're a little
Oh,
longer.
you're maybe
The newer
it's,
ones?
You're not as open to the brainwashing. That's it.
The newer
You have
ones
to,
are
you have to
better
be a little
Annie?
bit like
than the
more
older
open
ones.
to it
You're
for them
dead
to
serious.
really
yeah.
get into
Hey,
it.
read the room, Annie. Read the room.
Yeah, where
not
are your
working.
freaking
Real
Crocs?
quick, Annie.
Where are the Crocs?
Annie, what do you enjoy? Let's be honest.
Nothing. She's made it very clear she doesn't
Bitterness.
like anything.
Bitterness.
Sadness.
And I wore a pair of Crocs. What's up with that? What's wrong
no,
with that?
No,
Yeah.
no. Where
Yeah, drag
are
him.
they?
Okay, you know
John
what?
got
I have-
those
Oh,
Crocs.
I have
slides.
Crocs.
What did you call them?
I have-
You called them something.
They're
Croc slides.
No, Croc stocks. Birkenstock Crocs.
Okay.
Crocs,
Birken
yeah.
Crocs.
Croc
I have
stocks.
Croc stocks.
Birken Crocs.
But
I like Birken Crocs,
I
but I
have
like
some
Croc stocks.
Marvel Croc little bejewels.
Yeah,
That's great
just add
that I
more
put on
money
there.
into their pockets, the brainwashing pockets.
That money goes.
I'm
into
trying to think of
Crocs.
what Annie
She doesn't.
ascribes to. That's
her
like
personality is, oh, that's popular. I don't like it. That's her whole thing. That's her whole.
Choco
bit.
tacos
I'm
are
basic.
popular.
I have
Whole
a
bit.
hydro flask and
yeah, Hydro Flask is going to
Rainbows and
brainwash
whatnot.
you by
No,
the
haven't you
colors
heard
they
her the
use.
past like hour? She's been her whole personality is like I used to live in Hawaii. That's like her whole thing.
Literally, she tried to talk about it, and we both looked at each other. We're like,
It's like typical island girl.
here it goes.
Typical.
Island girl.
you have a point there.
Got her.
You know what?
You have a
I'm
point
leaving.
there.
I'm going back. Forget you guys.
Bye.
I'm waiting for the day she announced that. She's like, actually, I'm going to move to
She
We'll
won't
just
tell
follow.
us.
Spain.
No,
She's
we'll
not
just
going to tell
follow.
us. She'll just like announce it on,
Social media.
social media. She'll do a B reel.
She'll tag
Oh
us.
my gosh.
You guys doing B reel?
No.
Yes.
I am.
Annie's off B
I
reel.
know, I want
Jordan's
to.
on B-Real now.
Why
She
don't you
is. She
download
I
friended
B
just,
me.
reel?
I
Do it,
Pass.
Annie. You only got to do it once a day.
And it's brainwashing.
And let
so
me
be
tell you,
careful.
it's better than cappuccino.
yeah.
Yeah,
listen,
cappuccino's out,
Cappuccino
B-Real
was
Cappuccino
so
died.
excited.
I know it's so hard to get into cappuccino. I kept forgetting. I'm bad at
It just wasn't the best platform.
No.
But it was such a fun
Oh my gosh,
idea.
Olivia's FaceTiming me.
Uh-oh.
All right, hold on.
Oh.
the former.
Well. You're on the podcast right now.
Oh,
Hi.
Hi, Olivia. How are you? How is camp?
Camp is so fun. It's been awesome.
How's your bus going?
Bus is bussin'.
Oh, the bus and bus.
Typical.
Nice.
Driving Wayne around. What's going on tonight?
Rainy. Tonight I have Bible study, and then I've been working out the.
Oh.
And can you hear me?
Yeah, you've been working out.
we
what?
missed it.
You've been working out?
Wait, let me get to Wi-Fi. Let me run.
Okay. All right.
Please run
This is
quickly.
good.
This is a great podcast.
Oh my
This is
gosh.
stopping the podcast in its
Daytime?
tracks.
Good. Oh my God, my brand. I'm keeping it up.
My brand.
Typical Olivia.
Typical me ruining the podcast.
Classic.
Wow.
No, we didn't want to say it, but
Hey, they're getting rid of the Choco Taco. What's your take on that?
What do you mean?
It's
like
gone.
they're getting rid of it, Olivia.
What do you mean by like,
Discontinuing.
They're not
Like they're
Continued.
not going to make
Was
it
what
anymore.
they
Why?
Hi, Claire.
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that?
Why?
Exactly, idiots.
Why?
Wow, great take. Thank you for that educated take.
Why? Maybe that's fake.
Nope, it's not.
They can't put anything on the
freaking
internet
nuts.
that's not real, okay?
That's true.
I'm actually kind of offended by that.
Anything you want to say before I abruptly hang up on you?
She's already frozen out.
Oh,
Bye.
okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Talk to you later.
Aw, Olivia.
Typical.
Yeah, so Marvel, whatever, they got a million new movies.
Who cares? They're
Yeah.
We really are.
Annie,
it's-
you're gonna be watching Marvel movies until your
The day you
kids have
die.
kids, and they're gonna be watching Marvel movies.
The day you
Phase
die.
16, Phase 24.
my
Paul
next-
Rudd
Down
is
the
gonna be
line.
like
my
90
next
years old, but he's
prediction,
gonna look
right?
the same.
My next prediction for it is that a whole Marvel, like they will make the Marvel universe like a theme park.
Sure,
Of the Marvel
it's in
and it'll-
Disneyland
They already
already.
have.
No, like if they'll make their own, and it'll be called the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, that's cool.
And you will go, and the 5 bajillion movies are all different rides, and that's
Yeah.
my prediction. For
I would
it.
be surprised if they added another part of the park, like expanded it.
Maybe in Florida they can't do anything more in California.
That's
Some
true.
sort of building codes.
Yeah, they're
are
running out of
already in
space
cities
over
or
there.
whatever.
Space.
Dang.
Well, there you have it.
What
Oh,
else?
oh.
Oh, no.
Olivia?
No, no,
I told her
no.
I'd text her.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, ruining.
Okay.
Tell Ryan I hang up on him. He will not hang up on me.
Okay,
Let him know.
you get one thing to say on the show.
Go ahead.
One. Let me think.
That was it.
Cards.
Okay.
All right. Well, it was
Well.
good seeing you.
Cards.
Hey, when you're back in San Diego, come visit us over on the podcast, eh?
Yeah.
Stinky.
All right.
Hang up on
Please
her,
hang,
please.
please hang up.
God. Somehow she still has her
man.
hands on
Hey,
the show.
There's her.
Yeah,
Okay,
Ray
wait,
Charles.
there.
wait. We were just
Go ahead, Annie.
talking about this before the podcast.
What?
It came out about Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Okay.
Where they're like talking about like a new Indiana Jones or whatever, and Harrison Ford, I guess, was like, no, like that's dumb. Like
That
Indiana
dies with
Jones
me.
dies with me.
Oh,
Like I'm
yikes.
Indiana Jones and it dies. Whatever.
Wouldn't you?
like,
Okay, so
And I say
what's the
yeah.
happy medium? You think it should die with
I
him?
say yeah, like he is Indiana Jones. Like let's have the damn respect to give the guy that he invested
Really?
his life in being this role for us.
Here's what I'll say.
What an L
gave
take.
his-
What a terrible
Yeah, I
take on
know.
Indiana Jones.
Very
if Indiana
upsetting.
Jones could be like cool and new,
Okay,
What
but
if
it's
Harry
like-
Styles
it's-
was the next Indiana
No,
Jones? You wouldn't be into
it's
that?
like Iron Man.
Okay,
It's
look at
like
this, look at
Robert
this.
Downey Jr. If Robert Downey Jr. died, would we just recast Iron Man and pretend like, oh yeah, it was just recasted? No, it's like no, like that was like Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man, and like we shouldn't like maybe years after and they make a spinoff or they redo it like, but we
I don't
shouldn't
know.
just
They
like
did
create
They
it.
did Black Panther real quick.
So that's kind of an
But
interesting
he's not
thing.
in it, though.
I know, but
he's dead.
They're
They're making it so that his character
Yeah.
dies.
They didn't recast
Yeah.
that. They did it right. They
yes, they,
transitioned
like-
it to
I
something
feel like
else.
that's a specific thing, though. Like,
No,
are
I'm
you-
not agreeing with her. I think
Yeah.
Indiana Jones should definitely be recasted, but I'm
Here-
just saying.
But they wanted to.
You know,
Chris
it's
Pratt.
interesting. It's
He's
interesting.
already in the little universe thing.
Here's the thing. I love the first 3 Indiana Jones movies with my whole heart. I grew up
the
watching
last
those.
one, you didn't like the
newest
Crystal
one
Skulls?
they made was like good, but
With Shia
it just felt
LaBeouf.
like they were trying to just
Yeah,
it was like
alien
the whole
aspect,
thing.
horrible.
Like, okay, that was terrible. But like him being this old, rickety Indiana Jones, like still trying to like do all the action stuff, just didn't really read to me. Like
I think they should have gone younger. If they're gonna redo it, why choose Chris Pratt, who's already like getting old?
Yeah.
And why don't you go like
Go
really
young.
young, like
I mean,
college
he's
age?
kind of the age that Harrison Ford was when he did those Indiana Jones movies.
No, Harrison Ford was like
Yeah, he
early
is.
20s, right?
No,
No,
Harrison
he
Ford
was
didn't get in the
older.
business
I thought he
until
was, like,
like
25.
25.
He was like 30,
He did
I think, when
Star
he did-
Wars when he
Yeah.
was like 25.
Okay, but isn't Chris Pratt
How
like
old was Harrison
40?
Ford when he did Indiana Jones?
Probably in his mid 30s. Let me look up how old Chris Pratt is. This is riveting podcast.
'Cause I
This
feel
was
like
really something
if
special.
they did
he was born
it-
in 1942.
I feel like if they did
and
it like
Indiana Jones came out in the
Spider-Man way, like go really
1981. Dude was pushing 40. He was 39 when he did Raiders of the Lost Ark, the very first one.
Chris
Yeah,
Pratt is
I told you.
43.
Told you.
I could have
He's how
sworn
old?
he did it like
43.
right after
Which is
Star
how
Wars.
that's how old he was.
Harrison Ford didn't get in the business for a long time. He was a carpenter. That's how he got into Star Wars.
So
he was a
Star Wars is
carpenter.
1977.
He wasn't even supposed to
So
be
he
in
was
Star
mid-
Wars.
He was 35.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he
thought
had a
was
whole
like
career as a
just
carpenter.
20s.
Hey, don't let anyone tell you.
Yeah.
You know, your career can't start in your mid 30s.
I'm waiting for my big break at
Maybe
35.
Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston
Yeah.
broke
Oh,
into
yeah.
it later.
I think I'm
Dude.
just sick of seeing Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Well, that might
He's
be
gonna
true.
play Mario. He's gonna play Garfield.
Oh my
gosh.
god. Okay, the animated, I don't care.
He's
but seeing his
raking up
face,
the cash, though.
He's just
Yeah.
just
Chris
raking
Pratt,
it
we're
in.
done with you.
Once he
Next.
broke up with Anna Faris.
Yeah, I'm over
Bye.
it. Oh.
Did you see
If
J-Lo?
you want to hear about
J-Lo
riveting
and,
celebrity
what's his face?
breakups,
We
check
talked
out
about
last
that
week's
last week.
episode.
I know, no, but
I heard a little bit about
Trouble
it.
in Paradise, I guess,
Oh.
or shall I say Trouble in Paris?
Oh.
Thank you.
I guess there
Thank
was
you.
like, which I've realized this, right? So they posted a picture of Ben Affleck looking like he's like scream crying at J-Lo on their honeymoon.
Awesome.
Oh,
That's
right.
sexy.
Hot.
And what I
That's
realized,
just foreplay.
John, do we get those
then,
pictures?
then in the article, they had a bunch of pictures of him yelling at Jennifer Gardner and Jennifer Gardner crying.
Oh.
Like paparazzi pictures of them like doing like a custody swap or whatever, and like them getting in a fight and like her like crying. And I had this moment where I was like, geez, like these are some of the most vulnerable times in people's lives. When like
yeah.
a marriage is falling apart or
Yep.
something, you know,
They're
like,
always caught
and
on
they're fighting
camera.
over kids. I'm
And
like,
there's the paparazzi.
gosh, like
Awful.
her hardest days are caught and are used to be like, he's a bad guy, which like, is he my favorite? No. But I'm also like, dang, like that is some intense evidence of like, if every time I hurt someone's feelings and like their reaction to like me hurting them was then brought up every single time it looked like I was mad.
Yep.
Oh, that is
Just
so horrible.
remember that next time you read an article or watch TMZ, you're ruining people's lives.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And if you want to end it there,
John, glad to have you back, man.
Glad to be back in the old chairs.
ye old chiz.
So where are we going tonight?
No.
7-Eleven.
Definitely.
Choco Taco.
From all of
Okay.
us here at What the Podcast, on the couch as always, Cara, Tafolla, Annie Skovmand. I'm Ryan,
I'm John.
and we'll see you next week on
What the Podcast?